Bhante. Good evening, Bhante and all Kalyana Mitana Budaya yang Suci Hontu. I'm Aliana and welcome to Ti-Ratana Vihara Friday Sutta discussion by Bhante Dr. Ganggodawila Chandima. Today is the day 174 of this series of Sutta discussion, which is the second class of Dakkhiṇāvibhaṅga Sutta.
Lena, you're muted, sis.
Today is the day 174 of this series of Sutta discussion, which is the second class of Dakkhiṇāvibhaṅga Sutta. Tonight's topic is you cannot repay if you were helped this way. This Sutta discussion series is sponsored by Ti-Ratana Vihara Aman Perdana, and Dakkhiṇāvibhaṅga Sutta is the 17th Sutta that has been chosen by Bhante Chandima for this Sutta discussion series. If you have missed the previous classes, please check on Ti-Ratana Vihara Aman Perdana YouTube channel for previous videos. Newcomers are always welcome, so please share about this class with others. And whoever that wish to join the class via Zoom, where we can engage directly with Bhante, can contact the Vihara administrator for further information. Friday Sutta discussion is always broadcast live on Ti-Ratana Vihara Facebook channel on every Friday evening from 8:30 p.m. till 10 p.m. Kuala Lumpur time. Now let me introduce to you about our Master Bhante Dr. Ganggodawila Chandima, who was a professor of Buddhist philosophy in the Department of Philosophy at the Ateneo Manila University, Philippines. His recent peer-reviewed article, Socrates and Early Buddhist Medical Ethics, Foundation of Moral Reasoning in the Care of Body and Mind, 2005, was published in Buddhi, a journal of ideas and culture of Ateneo Manila University. Bhante also presented his latest research at the annual meeting of the American Academy of Religion, or AAR, in Boston, USA, in a paper titled Custodian Without Ordination, the Gandinase Tradition and Monastic Succession in 17th Century Sri Lanka. Bhante is also the senior advisor to Patisota, a virtual Dhamma organization that hosts a weekly online Pali reading class, Sutta discussion, Dhamma talks, and a variety of other Dhamma activities. His Dhamma works may be accessed at www.patisota.blogspot.com, and we can also follow Bhante at Patisota Facebook account. Without further ado, we welcome once again Bhante, and as always, thank you very much for the wonderful guidance and teaching. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Sister.
Thank you, Aliana, for the introduction. Good evening, Dhamma friends, in our Friday Ti-Ratana Sutta discussion. So let us start our Sutta discussion by paying respect to the Guru. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Today is day 2 of our new sutta. New sutta is Dakkhiṇāvibhaṅga Sutta, and we have covered the basic conversation as of the stage of the conversation last Friday, right? And today is the overall sutta discussion day 174. And for today's section that we are going to discuss, I have given the title to be as you cannot repay if you were helped this way. That means, although Buddhism talks about gratitude, appreciation in many Dhamma contexts, there are certain places where Buddha teaches us that the repayment with regard to the gratitude does not work. So today, the section of the study is about how we cannot repay if we were supported, if we were helped within certain Dhamma contexts. I think that means we are ever grateful. At the same time, we know that we are kind of we are paying back in our Dhamma way, but there's no end to that repayment, right? So this is what we are going to talk about today. So last Friday, we were discussing about what happened. May I know from someone what happened as of last Friday, as of the end of the last Friday discussion? Where did we leave off in our Sutta study on that day, in the story? What happened to the end of the discussion? The Buddha's stepmother, Mahapajapati Gautami, right? She came to see the Buddha with a handmaid. Yeah, there's a couple of what's the word that they are using? I think not robe exactly. The Pali word that was used for that is Navang Dussa Yuga, right? A new pair of garments, right? Normally at that time, people offered clothes, perhaps a kind of a material piece, and after that, monks they made it in their own way, right? Have you experienced that kind of a thing in today's world? No, you are buying the ready-made robes. You go to the shop, you go to the vihara, you buy the ready-made robe, and then you never know whether the monk can wear that robe as well. Some monks wear different colors. Some monks are very tall, right? Some monks are shorter. When you go buy something, so many things you're asking from the shop people, right? How big, and a lot of things. You are bothering the shop owner because you are buying it, right? You can ask. So I think the robe that we see in most of these shops, if you go to a shop, could be a very generic robe. That's why at that time, all right. So where we left up, we were talking about robes, right? So that's why, when you offer katina robe, actually you bring this piece of cloth, and only after you offer it, Sangha members are making it, right? Have you seen that? That is the normal process of offering a robe at that time. Now you can't do that, I mean, you don't like Sangha members also take a lot of time for that. That's why you are buying. But anyway, sometimes the robes that devotees are offering are not really the one that certain Sangha members can wear. I think we have to look at it. That's why sometimes some devotees ask, how is your robe? I mean, and are there any specifications that we should consider? That's why here we see a pair of garments. It doesn't say a robe. Robe means chivara. We don't see the word chivara here. You see the Pali word here? New pair of garments. So idam me banti nava dussa yuga bhagavanta. So you can say it's a chivara, but it's not given as chivara. Right? May the Buddha accept. I mean, when the Buddha, if the Buddha accepted, then he had to make it as a robe, right? And lot of robe making, what do you call, instructions are not coming in the Vinaya itself. They are coming from the Vinaya commentaries, Samantabhasandika and those books, right? So I'm just trying to tell you the story. So then what happened? Did the Buddha accept Arahan Mahapajapati Gautami's pair of, those clothes? Did he accept?
Finally, yes. Not at first. After the 3 times.
Did he accept? Did he? I
I
don't
thought
think he
after
No.
the third.
He didn't accept. He didn't accept.
Just
Give
is
to the
offer to
Sangha.
the Sangha.
No,
Offer
you
to the
haven't
Sangha.
you haven't excuse yet because we haven't gone to that part of the story yet. So perhaps you are hypothesizing.
No, he didn't accept.
Didn't accept. Didn't accept.
I mean for the students, devotees here, don't worry. I just ask as a heads up. So what I mean, as of we have done the story, what happened was that still the conversation going. Venerable Ananda also intervened, but at this point, what we know in the early part of the story, Arahan Mahapajapati Gautami requested, Bhante, please accept these two garments to make a robe. But he did not accept at that point.
Yeah.
And then what happened? Somebody else intervened. I mean, perhaps to persuade the Buddha. Who was he? Venerable?
Nanda.
Nanda.
Venerable
Ananda, is it? Ananda?
Yeah. Like,
Venerable Ananda intervened. So at that point, Venerable Ananda was telling the kind of persuading the Buddha. Of course, Buddha is very known about this. He's very familiar about this subject. But as an unenlightened human being, and just to bring certain aspects of the gratitude towards his own stepmother, Venerable Ananda was explaining to Buddha that you need to be grateful or something like that, I mean, not precisely saying that. Please be grateful to your stepmother. That means please give a special consideration for your stepmother. That is when this section is coming up that we are going to discuss today. Okay, that's where we left off last Friday, and now we are going to continue. Actually, during the section that we discussed, Buddha also said an alternative. What was the alternative he did? He said, now when she kept asking the Buddha, please accept these new garments, what did he give as an option to her?
Give it to the Sangha.
to the Sangha.
Give it to
the
Sangha
Sangha.
members. Right? This was what Buddha said. Right? And then after that, when Ananda intervened, right? Okay. So then we are here now for the third time and give it to the Sangha Gautami. And then Venerable Ananda was persuading the Buddha. And at that point, we left up over here. That is so true, Ananda. Buddha he acknowledged what Venerable Ananda told, right? That means Arahan Mahapajapati Gautami was truly supporting me. And I also supported her, but she has been supporting me, and I accept her. But then the Buddha starts teaching something very interesting that we have to understand, not only with regard to Arhan Mahapajapati, but also with regard to our own spiritual life. So that part was, taken from the sutta into a blog post. So see that here. Okay, you cannot repay if you help this way. Okay, let us see what the Buddha was trying to say. He was talking about 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 situations where we cannot repay. Right? We cannot repay the help that someone has done. So just to see how our devotees, students are making that happen, I'm trying to ask someone to read the first one, this part. Right? I'm just trying to see. All right, let's see. Yeah, who would like to read this part? The first one, the first repayment thing. Please raise your virtual hand. Yeah, anyone? So maybe Aliana can read the next one. So we will ask Mailing to read the first one. Then second will be read by Aliana. Third will be read by Kim. We will find out somebody else for the read the last one. Okay, Mailing, please go ahead.
Good evening, Bhante.
Yes, good evening.
Yang Hananda Pugalo Pugalang Agama Budang Saranang Gato Hoti Damang Saranang Gato Hoti Sanggang Saranang Gato Hoti Imasananda Pugalasa Imina Pugalena Na Supatikarang Vadami.
Now the next Mailing is going to read the first longest Pali sentence. I think she will read in her whole life. Yes, please go ahead. Maybe you can break.
Okay, Bhante.
Yes, the longest Pali
Ya-
sentence.
Yadidama Biwadana Pacutanang Jalika Masami Chikama Chivara Pindapata Sena Sana Gilana Pachayap He Saja Parikarana Nupadanena.
Anupadane. Okay. Well, why it is in one sentence here? It is because why this sentence has become like this long and combined? It's because there is a Pali grammar rule called Sandhi. Because the Pali text has come down to the Sangha members and to us in oral tradition. So they did not want to memorize with many words. So they wanted to combine together. But now when we read it, we cannot read like this. We have to decombine, right? That is why it's like this. But there are things to learn. Okay. All right, good. And then we are reading again. Yang Hananda Puggalan Agama Buddhang Saranang Gatu Hoti Dhammang Saranang Gatu Hoti Sangang Saranang Gatu Hoti Imasananda Puggalasa Imina Puggale Nasupatikarang Vada Yadidang Abhivadana Pachuttana. We will read like this. Abhivadana Pachuttana Anjali Kam Samichi Kam, Chivara, Pindapata, Senasana, Gilana Pachaya, Besajja, Parikkara. Parikkara, Anupadane. This is how we're going to break the sandhi into what you call non-sandhi. Then we understand. Okay, let's see the translation because I'm not going to focus more on Pali. That might be a little bit boring to some, but I would like to show you the most important part. See here. Ananda, when one person, when anyone, depending on another person, one person depending on another person. What does that mean? One person depending on another person. May I ask you a question at this point? Who went to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha by oneself over here? Or did all of you go to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha as per the instructions by someone in your life? Normally, we all have gone to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, Triple Gem, Ti-Ratana, as per somebody's instructions. Right? Of course, at that time, we didn't have internet. We didn't have even the good books like today. Definitely, our first encounter to Buddhism, and especially for Ti-Ratana, happened because someone guided us in whatever they do. Even with the small Buddha puja, right, Dana ceremony, right? Forget about your other Dhamma journey. So that means we were instructed in some ways, right? Maybe not in the very deep way, but we got that support from some, right? So that's why here we understand the first repayment issue is that when one person depending on another person. So maybe I can ask you, who was that person to you? Maybe the Sangha member in the Vihara, right? That is how you go to know Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Then, what are the other examples? Maybe you go to read a Dhamma book. Of course,
Kalyamita.
Kalyana Mitra. Right? Kalyana Mitra supported you to get to know the Vihara, temple, or any other event. Sometimes your own tragedy, somebody passed away in your life. Some people don't want to go to a temple, Vihara until something happened, right? Just because they love the departed one, they go to the temple. That's why this affection, love is also something very interesting, right? They didn't want to go to the Vihara. When something happened, their whole world that they believe is going upside down. Then they are looking at, what can I do now? Nobody can support my family members. They can't do anything. They are also in the same boat. And that affection, that connection, that relationship, loss of that relationship, collapse of that relationship, sometimes even collapse of that relationship. That was what motivated the person to go and learn something. So Kalyana Mitras, one's own personal issues, right? So there are many reasons for someone to get to the level of these proper instructions, proper or improper instructions. I mean, I'm talking about the meeting point of Ti-Ratana, Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So going back again, Buddha is teaching Venerable Ananda, Puggalo Puggalam Agam, when one person depending on another person goes for refuge to the Buddha. Buddhang Saranang Gato Bhuti. Goes for refuge to the Buddha. Goes for refuge for the Dhamma. Dhammang Saranang Gato. Goes for refuge to the Sangha. Sanghang Saranang Gato Bhuti. Now what is happening? regardless of how we got into this thing, we are going to go for the refuge with regard to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. May I know what is this going for refuge with regard to triple gem? How can we do it? I think we will talk it in a moment of time. We will look at the other part also. Puggalassa imina puggalena na suppatikaram vada. To such a person, I do not say that repayment can easily be made by that other person. How is the repayment being done by people at that time? This long sentence is how people did the repayment. Let's take a look at that. Providing robes means clothes. Providing food, lodging, medicine, requisite for the sick. You can see. Abhivadana, Pachuttana. Abhivadana means respecting. Pachuttana means Pachuttana. Here, Abhivadana. Here. Yes. Rising up in respect. Pachuttana. Abhivadana, paying homage. And Anjali comes putting palms together, right? So normally, when you feel that someone brought you to Buddha Dhamma Sangha, you are doing these things, especially Sangha members, right? But if someone supported you to go to Buddha Dhamma Sangha in the proper way, you cannot repay. You can pay something, but you cannot repay in your satsang. So that means if someone, maybe the first one to teach you the importance of triple gem and then to bring you to the triple gem, asking you to take Ti-Ratana is someone you will never be able to repay. So you are supposed to be very grateful to that person. Okay, that is what this says. Now in this case, Arahan Mahapajapati Gautami went for refuge because of the Buddha, right? So she will not be able to repay. But be careful, there are some other things you have to know. Let's say there is an unenlightened person who supported you. But that person always thinks that I'm entitled to get the people respect who I supported for their journey to Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Right? That could be a problem. That could be an akusala to that person. But on your side, you should keep that respect because you know that I won't be able to repay. Right? Now we are going to talk about what is going for Buddha Dhamma Sangha. As you can see here, going for refuge to the Buddha, going for refuge to the Dhamma, going for refuge to the Sangha. How does that work? May I ask you, how does that work? How do you go for refuge to these precious things, Buddha Dhamma Sangha? I think it's a very important thing to discuss because if you don't understand this part, I don't think you can do your practice well, your own cultivation. So it's very important to learn about this Ti-Ratana, refuge, and how it works. So, how do you perceive going for refuge to the Buddha? How to go for refuge to the Buddha actually?
Reflect
What is your yardstick? What is your criteria?
Buddha's 9 virtues.
Buddha's 9 virtues. Okay. But how to bring those 9 virtues to say that I go for refuge?
You
Just
must
say
have
Buddhaṃ saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Yeah, that's what we know. I mean, I'm asking, yes, now we know 9 virtues and those Pali states. I'm asking, how does it really happen in our life? Now, it is not a
trust in
ceremonial.
Dhamma, and Sangha.
You see the trust, the sada, to the triple
that?
gem. Having sada to the triple gem.
I cannot hear that part. Yes, Aliana, what did you say?
By having Saddha to the triple gem.
Having Saddha to the triple gem. Okay. And then, now I think what I'm trying to ask you is not what you did now. You all have ceremoniously done that when you before you take in precepts. Before you take in precept, you always say Buddha Saranang Gacchami, Dhamma Saranang Gacchami, Dutiyampi Tatiyampi. I'm asking, I'm trying to tell you, this is not only taking it as a ceremony only. This is something that should happen, that we need to keep it at all times in our spiritual life. That is called going for refuge to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. I'm asking, how does that work? That particular nature work in our daily life.
Saddha.
You go to a temple, you can do it. A monk will give that to you, but that does not say that you have gone for refuge to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha in your daily spiritual life as a practice. With regard to the ceremony wise, yes, you done. Yes, KBL.
Bhante, my thought
Take
is,
the Panchasila.
but Bhante, can I speak now?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, my thought is that we have seen a lot of dukkha. That's why we go for the refuge of the triple gem. That triggers, the initial initiative. Because living in this samsara, we need to do something, we need to practice, and we want to get liberation. That is just my thought.
Okay, so you are making a course here. The course is that because we have been going through a lot of dukkha, domanassa, physical and mental pain in our life.
Yes.
So we have to go for the Buddha, go for refuge
learn.
to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha to
learn, to practice.
answer, find the way
Yeah.
out.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's my thought.
that is from the side of the cause of why we are doing this. Actually, I was asking how to keep this refuge thing in our life. How to keep this Ti-Ratana in our life. How does that work actually?
Bhante, I think to take refuge is to submit ourselves, knowing that the triple gem are there to protect, to shelter me, to protect me in such a way, knowing Buddha, the faith that we have in the triple gem, as well as knowing the protection of us. I think to take refuge is to submit myself, knowing that I'll be protected with the surrounding of the triple gem. I don't know.
Yeah, you are now, Sister Ong, talk about the cause. You are talking the effect, right? What will happen to me when I keep this, right? Protection and all that.
Bhante, can we need to have a Yoniso Manasikara?
No, we don't have to go that deep. Don't go that deep. Now I'm asking a very simple question. How does going for refuge to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha function happen in our life, daily life, spiritual life? That's a simple question.
We have to practice the daily five precepts, Bhante.
Five precepts is a further stage of this process. Okay, yes, Ratna, yes, go ahead.
Yes, Bhante. Good evening, Namo Buddhaya. Bhante, I learned before, like Buddhang Saranang Gacchami. I go to the Buddha as refuge. That means I will learn the Buddha's virtues, the Dhamma and the Sangha virtues. Then I will try to practice it and so-called like copy. That the Buddha has these virtues, then I have to learn from the Buddha these virtues and practice it. And of course, together with the five precepts, Bhante.
Okay, interesting. Okay, viewers, we're taking a lot of time. Okay, basically speaking, this, going for refuge to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha in our daily life means that you are fully surrendering to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. You are fully surrendering to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha in your spiritual life. personal life, you are not surrendering, you are doing it. Because normally we don't like to give up our identity that way. So we need the support of the Buddha, we need the support of the Dhamma and Sangha. Because without surrender to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, we are not able to get the support. So in order to do that, we have to learn the 9 great virtues of the Buddha, 6 from the Dhamma, 9 from the Sangha. But the main purpose is that, yes, I have to fully surrender, because without that, I won't be able to practice it. So that is what is happening to us when the going for refuge, the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha really work in our life. So when we are doing it, actually, I think the third or fourth repayment issue is also about Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha once again. It's about Saddha. Now then, as Aliana mentioned, Saddha matters in how we proceed with Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Initially, we get to know Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha through 9 great virtues, 6 and another 9, 24 altogether. Then what matters is how we navigate Ti-Ratana's support with Saddha. Because as we proceed, one very big issue that we might go through is that we might be shaken. We might be shaken with regard to respecting the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, especially for the Sangha members, the way how we have perceived. Even sometimes Dhamma as well. Sometimes there are people who don't know where to study. Now, for someone who is living in a country like Malaysia, you have access to all these teachings, Theravada, Mahayana, Vajrayana. Sometimes you might be a little bit confused about where to start, what to learn, right? It's not just that you can go to a temple like that. The problem is where to follow, what to continuously follow. Not that you learn something from here, something from there, something from that place, this place, and finally, it might not give you some kind of clarity to understand. I don't use the word, you know what's the word like. So that's why it's very interesting, important to keep our Saddha with regard to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. So when you go for refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, your main, yes, as Sister Om said, yes, our main purpose is how to find the way out of the Buddha, samsara. But in order to go there, we need to understand what Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha mean and how to bring Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha into our daily spiritual life. Right? Then, when you are doing that, well, when it is happening very well, then you will be protected by them, just like the Dakkhiṇāvibhaṅga Sutta talks about. Right? I think we will discuss that slowly. Okay, so now, if someone has showed you the path to go for refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, it might not be possible for you to repay that person. Now, that is what we need to understand at this point. What do you think? Why it is so rare for someone to go to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha? It is said in some of the Buddhist teachings that there are certain periods in this whole universe that people will not hear the word Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha for billions, more than that years. People never get to hear these 3 words. Okay, so that's why. So it's we are very blessed to know, but we might be not that blessed if we cannot bring Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha into our daily life and with saddha towards it. Right? So the person who did that change in your life might be a lay person, might be a Sangha member, whoever, is someone that you need to respect in your life. That respect should not be misused by the person who showed you the path. At the same time, you are also not what you call shaken time to time with regard to the path, following Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Let's go to the second one now. you cannot repay someone who guides you to live by the 5 precepts. So we will ask Aliana to read this part. So
Thank you,
because I
Bhante.
think this last sentence is a little bit long, I would ask you just to read until here. You already, yes,
Thank you, Bhante.
yes.
Yang Hananda Pugalo Pugalang Agama Panatipata Patiwaro Hoti Adinadana Pativirato Hoti Kamesu Micacara Pativirato Hoti Musawada Pativirato Hoti Surameraya Majapamadhatana Pativirato Hoti Imasananda Pugalasa Imina Pugalena Na Supatikaram Wadami.
Suppatikara. Great. Suppatikara means repayment. Not possible. Na suppatikara. Repayment is not possible. Suppatikara. Puggalo Puggala. Right? When one person depends on another person with regard to learning, practicing. Panatipata Pativirato. Adinadana Pativirato. Kamesu Michachara Pativirato. Musavada Pativirato. Suramere Majapamadatana Pativirato. Imasananda Pukalasa Imina Pukalena Suppatikara Vada. What does it mean? When one person depending on another person becomes endowed with confirmed confidence. Sorry. When one person depending on another person abstains from killing living beings, abstain from taking what's not given, abstain from sexual misconduct, abstain from false speech, abstain from intoxicants causing heedlessness. For such a person, I don't say that repayment can easily be made by that other person. Now, what does it talk about? The person who told us 5 precepts, right? I mean, with regard to the first time we heard about it, is someone that you can never repay, right? So who told you the 5 precepts for the first time? Kalyanamitta? Or a temple?
Spiritual
You have to,
teacher.
I think you even cannot remember, right? So how to be respectful now, right? Who told you about 5 precepts in the first place?
Sangha member.
Sangha members in this case. Maybe somebody else too. Who else? For some people, maybe a Dhamma teacher in the Dhamma school, right? With those children, right? And yes, Aliana, you said something, right?
Yes, Bhante, because in Indonesia we study about Buddhism in our school. So yeah, it's from religion teacher,
Religion teacher, layperson, right?
Yes, Bhante.
Layperson, a Dhamma school. Then what are the other, may I know about other people? How did you learn 5 precepts for the first time?
And then from the Dharma books. From the
Dhamma
Dharma
book.
books.
Dhamma book. So
From
how
chanting.
we cannot repay to the Dhamma book then? Then we have to find out who wrote this Dhamma book.
Yeah, yes,
Who wrote that Dhamma book?
yes.
From
Maybe
from chanting. Chanting.
yes. And then who else? Yes, okay.
Chanting. When we
Chanting.
go chanting, yeah.
Chanting.
Yeah.
You got to learn
We
5
always
precepts.
chant. We always chant these 5 precepts. Panchasila.
Who asked you to chant?
But no, when we go to temple, so yeah.
Now you have
The
to find out. You have to
The
find out.
Sangha,
So somebody in the temple, Sangha member, whoever, so that person, right? That first encounter. And how about others?
Hi, Bhante.
Yes.
Good evening. For me, is through this Buddhism for Beginners course.
Buddhism for beginners course. Let's see, course. Because I believe that not many of you coming from Buddhist families, right? So, I mean, somewhere in your life, you turn to Buddhism, right? So that's how
Mahayana.
you learn. Yes, Mahayana will be coming. How about others?
Good evening, Bante. Ratana here.
Yes, Ratana.
Bante, what about if the monk already passed away? There was a Bante Giri Rakita last time in Indonesia. He always taught us how to sing and then also the chanting of the Ti-Ratana and Pancasila. How are we going to repay? Can we like transfer merit to him?
Yeah. We were not talking about whether the person is living or dead, right? It doesn't matter. But
Yes,
there's
but
somebody, now the Buddha also passed away, right? Why are we respectful about him? He also passed away. He also, on the other hand, ended the samsara also, but we still respectful about him. So that's Sangha member, right?
yes, Bante.
That's Sangha member. Then how about others? Actually, today I'm trying to show you where to be grateful in your Dharma.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's very
Mas
interesting, you know.
Bhante.
Huh?
Okay, for me, at my first Sunday puja, Sunday morning puja, when I attended my first Sunday morning puja,
Where is it? Where is that?
Brickfields.
Brickfield Buddhist Vihar, maybe
Yes.
long time ago. Okay, good.
Mm.
And others? Yes, Chuck.
Bhante, my grandmother,
Grandmother.
yes.
See,
But she didn't tell it in the Pali words, but the 5 precepts were there.
okay. Doesn't matter because you got to know the teaching, right? So
Thank you.
grandmother.
Yeah.
And then others.
Good evening, Bante. This is Peg One. It's actually from my university, during my university days, in a Buddhist society. So it's from a Sangha member.
Sangha member.
Bhante, Pauline here. Maybe for many of us, it would be actually the late Venerable T. Sri Dhammananda, because he introduced Theravada and Sri Lankan tradition to us, and that's where many of us, especially the English-speaking Chinese, learn about Buddhism from him.
Okay, great. It was Dhammananda. And then, has anybody got to know 5% from like very different source than a person, than a book? Maybe a very, very, how to say, different encounter with regard to how you got to know it.
Hello, Bhante.
Yes.
I'm Ang. I got my 5 precepts from when I was 10 years old from the history book. We have to memorize what is Buddhism, the 4 Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, and also the Pancasila.
Okay, so you're
That was from the history book.
In here in Malaysia.
Yeah, in Malaysia. That time I was in Kelantan. Yeah, it's 10 years old. From the history book.
Textbook.
Yeah, textbook, and they have about Christianity and Muslim, about the 5 pillars from the Muslim, and then the Christian, and then the Buddhist.
I believe the book may have been written in Malay language as well.
It's in English because
English.
that time was 1964.
Okay.
I was 10 years old, was 1964.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many ways that you were exposed to 5%, right? But at the same time, I also want you to think about that. Not even you got to know 5%, and when was the day that you took 5% also matters here, right? Sometimes you learn it, you know, let's say if we teach world religion class to certain students, they always say that we learn that, just like you said, many religions, we learn 5%, but we never took it because we are Catholic people. We are non-Buddhist, right? So here, when we say the person who showed you 5% also is the person who persuaded you to take 5% as well. Okay. Sometimes we learn, but it did not materialize to the level of taking the 5 precepts, right? So then we have to understand that not even the first exposure, but also the person, or maybe the point that we really took it with some effort to practice. So maybe we actually took to practice, right? So they both have to happen. Okay, at this point, we are also going to learn 5 precepts. Actually, this is your basic sila, right? This is the basic sila. Don't talk about 8 precepts, 10 precepts. Some people want to talk sila too deeply. But what's very important is that whether you keep your 5 precepts at all times. Now here it says, Panati pata pativirato hoti. Panati pata pativirato. What is the meaning of pati? Not virato. You know, in the Mangala Sutta, we know arati virati papa majjapana cha sanyamu, right? Appamadu cha dhammesu etang mangala uttama. Arati virati. This. Then here it says pati virati. Pati virati means you are totally abstaining from panati pata. Panati pata means that's a very basic question, but I don't know how you will answer to me. What is panati pata to you? Panati pata. Huh? Don't tell me not to kill, huh? There's something else.
Abstain. Abstain.
Taking
Yeah,
life.
what to abstain?
Abstain.
Pana atipana. Actually,
Abstain from killing.
Abstain from
panati pata. Sorry, panati pata, right? Panati pata. Panati pata.
Patati
Pana.
from patati is to fall. That means when you kill the person, before killing, the person will fall. Living being.
Pata. Take a look at this pata. Pata means? Pata
Patati,
means?
fall.
Pata means fall or drop. That's the Pali meaning. Then atipata. Atipata means you are causing someone's life to drop, someone's life to fall. That is panatipata. Panatipata does not, is not taken from the point that you kill someone. It is definitely the highest level of that. Panatipata means causing someone's vitality, that means life, to drop. That means even you cause it, you have the panatipata thing that is happening, right? So make sure that you are very careful about how someone can lose his or her life, right? Even the beings. So then you are practicing panatipata because of somebody. Then second one is adinada. Adinadana means adinna means dana.
Still.
Huh?
Taking things that are not given.
No, dana means
Give.
dana.
Giving.
Dana is to give.
Dana means
Giving.
things given, right? Things
Yes.
given. But here not
Ah,
dinna dana, not the given dana. This is adinna dana.
yeah.
Ungiven generosity.
Oh.
Right? That means the things were not given to you already, and you're going to possess. So adinna dana. Dana means generosity, but it was not given, right? Sometimes people can make some plans, somebody can say, you got a nice watch. Is it your birthday? Or anyway, I got this watch. It was a gift by somebody. And then now you know it is not belong to you, but you are very friendly with that person. I say, when you are giving a gift given by somebody to another person, it's a greater gift. You are pushing that person to give that to you. right? Some people do it, right? You heard that this is a gift, and you are saying, I have read in some places, giving a gift given by somebody to somebody else is a great gift, right? So you are pushing someone to, right? That is not a good thing in the Buddhist teachings, unless the person wants to give that to us. So that means that is Dinnada. I mean, but that one is Adinnada. It was not given to us. Either people are going to take it by, pushing that person, or maybe doing certain things to get it, right? That is Adinnada. So you are practicing Adinnada. Third one is Kamesu Michachara. Kamesu Michachara. So how to understand this Michachara? Micha means wrong, right? Micha means wrong. Chara, behavior. Chara means behavior. What kind of behavior?
Wrong conduct.
Kamesu Michachara. Wrong
Action.
behavior with regard to karma. But here karma mean sexual behavior, sexual activities, not the other karmas. Rupa, Saddha, Gandha, Rasa, Pottabha, Dhamma. Actually, the sexual behavior includes all these six. It has sight, it has sound, it has smell, it has taste, it has touch, it has thoughts. So when someone is engaging in that in the wrong way, then that is not really good. And that person breaks the seal at that point. So as a lay person, you are supposed to keep that, right? Kamesu Michachara. And then what else? Musavada. Musavada means? Vada means talking, but Musavada means speaking.
Lies, isn't it, Bhante?
Telling lies.
But then a lot of them saying the false speech. How is it, Bhante?
Yes, false speech is a very broader word for that, right? It's a very broader word for telling lies. So we have to understand that we are supposed to speak the truth as much as possible. Sometimes there are situations that preclude us in not telling the truth for whatever the reason, but we have to minimize those situations and try to speak the truth. At the same time, we have to speak the truth depending on the
timely.
What's that?
Timely. It has to be timely.
It has to be
Right
timely.
time.
That means when the good time comes, we talk the truth. When the bad time comes, we lie. Is it? So how to understand that? In the good time, we speak the truth. Bad time, lie.
No but silence, Bhante?
Huh?
No but silence.
Noble silent, that's a
If it's the wrong time, just quiet.
Sometimes you can't be silent. You are pushed to talk something. Cannot be silent. Right? Now here I'm asking, what is this timely speech? It's not whenever the conditions are good, you speak the truth. When conditions are not good, you tell lies to everybody. Actually, timely speech. Yeah, timely speech means when you speak the truth, you have to consider what will happen if I say this to someone, if I say this to a group of people. That must be considered before you open your mouth. That means we must have a lot of wisdom, right?
Yes.
To do that, how much wisdom should we have? We cannot simply talk. Thinking, I'm going to meet a couple of people tonight. What am I going to talk? This is good for everybody, right? Sometimes there are people who are thinking, no, I whatever comes to my mouth, I just, I just actually use all these. That is also a very unhealthy practice. You never know whether people might be hurt. At the end of the day, maybe another day, you might be not happy for what you've done. So the Buddha teaches us try to speak the truth, but at the same time, consider what are the consequences that, I mean, you are creating through that truthful speech. Because sometimes you have to delay the truth. Why? Sometimes you should not speak the truth, untruthful things. You may have to be very wise not to speak that at the time. You wait until the right circumstances arise to speak the truth. So that is what we need to understand. And we got a comment here, timely. That is the time. You should know, is this a good time to speak that truth? If not, maybe you are avoiding that thing, maybe you are postponing that thing. And the person who was checking here said beneficial speech. How to understand that with regard to Musavada Veramani, Pativiratu? Is it this way? There is a gossiper, one gossiper who is calling gossiper, another gossiper. Gossiper A talks to gossiper B. And then thinking that what is beneficial to both of us is gossiping. Beneficial speech. Is it? No.
Sampapalapa.
Huh?
Sampapalapa.
That is sampapalapa. But the problem is two people are happy talking about other people's stuff. Right? The gossiper A thinks when I say this, gossiper B is very happy. Gossiper B knows when I acknowledge gossiper A's gossip, gossiper A is happy. Beneficial, mutually beneficial. But that is not the beneficial nature here. What the Buddha says with regard to what you call attavadi, kalavadi, timely, attavadi, meaningful. Not beneficial. It has to be meaningful with regard to our spiritual life. And bhutavadi. Bhutavadi means it has to be something that really happened, not that you fabricate just to get the attention, right? So anyway, musavada pativirata. And then finally, sura mereya majjapama dattana, right? Pativirata. What is it? What does this mean actually? Sura meraya. Then majja pamada. Sura mere means, may I know what is sura mere? Sura mere. What does this whole precept talks about? Huh? What does sura mere mean to you? If you cannot tell me, that means you are not practicing. Huh?
Intoxication.
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 Intoxication. Huh? But what is sura mere exactly? So what kind of intoxication does the Buddha keep?
Huh? The intoxicant can do all the.
Yeah, what kind of intoxication does the Buddha talk here?
Distilled drink, fermented drink.
A long time ago, I think when we were discussing about, I think Dakkhiṇāvibhaṅga Sutta, remember? We discussed about it. I think even before, it's a very good time to go back and revisit what we studied, right? Because sometimes we study a lot of suttas, and when we do another sutta, you might forget about the sutta we did. So that is not really meaningful. That's why we go back again and see the connection between these suttas. So Sura Mereya Majjapama Dattana Veramani has a bigger meaning. Sura means
Liquor, spirit.
Sura
Distilled.
means fermented food and beverages.
Fermented drink.
Fermented means it can be rice, it can be wheat flour, right?
Wow.
It can be a pastry, right? It can be even kombucha, huh? If you take too much. If you take too much, there's no problem to have kombucha. Pastry, right?
And from
It can
fruits,
be even
Bhante.
rice. Huh?
Fruits, Bhante.
Huh?
Fruits.
Yeah, fruits. If you take too much, fruits are important to eat, but you take too much. And then anything that is coming from starch, wheat flour, that will be fermented later on to, let's say we are having fermented things. But the thing is, you should know what is the level of your intoxication by taking, right? That's very important. Second, Meraya, Sura Meraya. Meraya means distilled drinks. Of course, those very strong drinks. Meraya. So what you are saying, Sura Meraya, Majja Pamadattana. Majja Pamada means, Majja means intoxication.
Intoxicated.
When you take the Sura or Meraya over the board, it will take you to the Majja. Majja means intoxication, and not even Majja, Pamada. As a matter of taking Sura Meraya to a level that you cannot take care of yourself, you never know your level of intoxication. You are also getting into Pamada, negligence about your spirituality.
Negligence.
That is really dangerous. Because finally what is happening is that you are not mindful about your practice. You lose apamada. You create more pamada. Right? Pamada is not a good thing. So you are going to say that I am going to abstain from taking what you call fermented food and beverages or distilled food and beverages to an extent. Keep in mind, not that you cannot eat those things, to an extent where you get intoxicated, where you are crossing this apamada into pamada. That is what you are thinking. Some people wrongly understand, don't drink, don't eat this and that. No, you can eat and if it is necessary, if it is healthy. But you should know your level of intoxication and the status of your pamada, apamada, negligence and diligence level. Okay.
Intoxication.
Okay. So that is
Okay.
Rameraya
Half
Majjhimadatthana.
a glass of wine is okay, actually, if it doesn't affect the person's
Is lying okay as long as it is not affecting other people? Huh? Is it the question?
No, Bhante, is it okay then for a person to say I can
Know the tolerance level of your
Social
drinking.
drink.
when a person just say it's then in that case I can, have half a glass of wine or something
Yeah,
like
why
that.
not? Social drinking.
Yeah. What matters is the intention here. Okay. What matters is the intention. Let's say there are so many circumstances where people go through to drink and eat. Sometimes it can be medical. Sometimes it can be recreation. Sometimes can be addictive and fun stuff. As you said, socializing. So you know where to
Draw the lines.
draw the line. That is up to you. I don't know in what context you are going to do that. So it's actually, of course, we know it's better not to go for intoxicants. It's not good. It's better. But I know there are people who are drawn into those things, sometimes for their work, sometimes for socialization. But even that person understand, I better quit this one day, maybe sooner, right? Because I want to be mindful about my practice, right? That is better. But just because someone is into that, as long as the intoxication is not happening, we cannot say still the life is wrong with regard to that person. Because in the Samyutta Nikaya, I hope that you are not going to take it wrongly. Yeah? In the Samyutta Nikaya, there's a sutta called Sarakani Sutta. What is it? Sarakani. Sarakani was an alcoholic man. After listening to Buddha's Dhamma talk, he became a Sotapa. So the people who were listening to this thing, Sarakani became a Sotapanna, that alcoholic guy. Then the Buddha said, Sarakani was addicted to drinks due to certain problems, but he had practiced Dhamma in his life. Now you don't take it wrongly. Yeah? It doesn't mean that other people can follow Sarakani. Then you should follow Angulimala too.
Right.
Right? That is completely wrong. Angulimala, Sarakani, Tambadatika, different people. Sometimes they are very bad people. Earlier, they got to know Buddhism in different ways. But we don't want to do that kind of sila vipatti, problems with regard to our sila. So it's better that we maintain this way. But the idea is that intoxication and negligence is the problem with regard to food and beverages. Now think about someone is eating too much, overeating, right? I think one day the person will have to pay a big cost for that. Anyway, going back, if someone taught you and brought you to the practice of 5 precept, that person is someone you can never repay.
Bhante, may I ask you a question, Bhante? Bhante? Yes, Bhante. Just now you say the Sarakani become Sotapan. After become Sotapan, is he still drinking?
No, that's the thing. You have to stop it. You will stop it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Bhante. Just like Angulimala, Bhante.
Yeah, we don't want to be another Angulimala, right? We don't want to be another Sarakani. But those people just ended that bad life due to certain past activity. That's why I'm telling you, when you learn certain stories, certain little bit difficult characters, don't try to think that I can also follow this, because the change happened because of their past lives, not about their this life.
Yeah, they transform.
Right? It's not because of this life.
Transformation.
So if we are really good with our sila, we have to carry on that.
Yes, Bhante.
But that is the idea.
That's why the 10 unwholesome things, that the 3 in mind, 3 in body action, 4 in the speech, not inclusive the drinking, Bhante.
No, drinking is implied.
Yes, Bhante.
It has to be taken in the implied sense.
Thank you,
Right?
Bhante.
Yeah. Because implied sense means when you really practice Dhamma, drinking is a bad habit. It's a normal thing to understand. We can bring a lot of fair whatever justifications, but it is not a good thing. I mean, it is not a good thing means with regard to Suramere Majjapama, there is a certain level where someone break it. But if you don't break it, you are fine. If you are someone who is stuck into that, better to avoid it as time goes. Okay, third repayment issue will come to, I think I will read that because of the timing. It's about Saddha. Yamahananda Puggalo Puggalang Agama Buddhe Avechappasadena Samanagato Hoti. Dhamme Avechappasadena Samanagato Hoti. Sanghe Avechappasadena Samanagato Hoti. Arya Kante Sile Samanagato Hoti. This means you cannot repay someone who establishes you in unshakable trust, saddha, and virtue. Now, what is this unshakable saddha? That's what I said earlier. Sometimes we went for refuge to Buddha Dhamma Sangha. But our refuge taking is always volatile, shaking here and there. That's why the Buddha said to us, your saddha has to go to the maintenance of the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Okay, that means your trust about the Buddha Dhamma Sangha should be unshakable. So how to do that? How to do it? You are accepting the Buddha and you are always treating the Buddha as your teacher. At the same time, Buddha cannot take you to Nibbana. You have to make an effort to go to Nibbana. Buddha is not the savior. Buddha is the one who guides us. And Dhamma? How to create saddha for Dhamma? You have to learn
according to the Dhamma.
You have to learn the true Dhamma. If you don't learn the true Dhamma, you will learn commentaries, Pali commentaries in the first place. Maybe you could pick up Abhidhamma in the first place. You'll be more stuck into that. You'll be learning certain other things. You better learn Buddhism from original Pali sutras that are very important to learn the important Dhamma teachings. That's why we picked up even Dakkhiṇāvibhaṅga Sutta. That's why sometimes you might learn things that are really not coming from original sources.
Bhante,
Better to learn from Nikayas.
Bhante, can I clarify something, Bhante? You say that it is very important for us to respect the person who lead us to take the refuges and take the 5 precepts and the 3 refuges. But that does not mean the monk who we go for ordination, if he didn't go for ordination, then who is consider the person who introduces the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha?
Anyone. It doesn't need to be a monk, right?
Doesn't mean
It doesn't need to be a monk.
Can be anybody.
Can be anybody, but later on, there are other people also supported you, right? Not even those first people. And now, when you come to Sutta study, when you go to a vihara, when you go to a class, all these people are supportive for you. I think not even one person. The one who introduced you, the one who clarified your Dhamma doubts, the one who persuaded you to continue your Dhamma journey, all those people inclusive.
And then when we said we cannot repay them, how should we maintain our relationship with this person?
That's a very good question. I will answer that at the end. I will answer at the end. That is my last part.
Okay.
Okay, that's why sometimes people might misuse, right? You might be abused also if you don't know how to maintain that thing, because you feel someone is that you are grateful, you're supposed to be grateful lifetime. Okay, now the third thing is that if someone supported you to have the unshakable trust about the Buddha Dhamma Sangha and also about the Sila, right? Then noble Sila, just like the second one, then you also have to understand repayment is difficult. And then the last one is you cannot repay someone who helps you understand the Four Noble Truths. What are they? Ananda, when one person, depending on another person, becomes free from doubt regarding dukkha, samudaya, nirodha, magga. For such a person, I do not say the repayment that can easily be made by that other person. In our understanding, repayment will become more difficult if you follow the route. Triple gem to second one, 5 precept. 5 precept to Saddha. And Saddha to Four Noble Truths. That means repayment will become more tough, more challenging for such people. Now, I'm going to answer whose question. Okay, now you might, in today's world, we don't like that I would say, we are indebted to somebody other than our parents and family, right? Normally, we don't like that feeling because why we go that way? We should be able to do something for those people, right? So the idea here is that it is not a material sharing, material giving somebody gave to us. It is a spiritual thing. So what you have to think is that when the repayment is difficult with regard to spirituality, you have an enormous amount of respect for these individuals in your spiritual life. But you have to create a healthy relationship boundary with your teacher. Otherwise, you might think that this can even cause other things in your life. Even the person who has supported you has to understand not to misuse this repayment idea. So that is working on the both sides, because when you learn Dhamma, we have seen in many other suttas, teacher has to keep the relationship, Dhamma relationship with the student in that healthy, wise way. So is the student. Otherwise, there are some other issues that can happen. That's what I wanted to say at the end.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Bhante.
Especially, yes, especially you might have seen some news sometimes,
Yeah.
especially in some other tradition, this has happened, when the student
Oh,
becomes more intimate about the practice and
yeah.
some other issues might have can start. That's why you
Oh,
have to always keep that healthy boundary. Also, the teacher also has to keep it. So both are spiritually grateful on the teacher side, spiritually happy. Now, when it becomes a lay person, things can even become more challenging as well, right? Because
yeah.
you are also lay person, that person also lay person, right? Yes. All right. So
Okay.
what we know now, we go back to the sutta again one more time to say something else at the end. Now, here it is said, when someone has enabled you to be free from doubt regarding dukkha, samudaya, nirodha, magga, it is not easy to repay for them. Once again, I want to mention, what are the ways that you respect bowing down, rising up for them, greeting them with cup palms, observing proper etiquette for them, by providing them with requisites, robes, alms, food, lodging, medicine, and supplies for the sick, right? So what does Buddha ask us here is that keep that enormous spiritual respect with wisdom. That will help you to understand how to be grateful in the wise way. Sometimes our gratitude is not wise, right? It is not very wise. We are simply grateful. So, but that gratitude is very important to understand. Now, who is the Buddha trying to focus on this teaching? Mahapajapati Gautami. Arahan Mahapajapati Gautami supported, but she learned Triple Gem, she learned 5 precepts, she learned Saddha, and she became an Arahant, right? Those are the 4 things. So that is even common to all of us at certain times. But she cannot repay because it is difficult for her to repay. So Venerable Ananda was informed by the Buddha about this particular thing. When Venerable Ananda was persuading the Buddha, you have to be grateful. All right, questions now. If you have a question, please raise your virtual hand at this point. Picking up.
Mahapajapati.
Right? Any questions about today? About gratitude, not being able to repay. Until you come up with a question, I want to add another important teaching with regard to not being able to repay. In a sutta, somewhere in the Anguttara Nikaya, Samyutta Nikaya, Buddha teaches us that we cannot repay the things that our parents have done to us. Now, that is a very worldly thing, not a spiritual thing, worldly wise. We cannot repay. But there is a way to repay our parents. But that is very rare. What rarity is there is that if your mother or father is not having saddha about Buddha Dhamma Sangha, not very ethical, not giving dana or chaga, not wise, then as children, if you can establish them in Saddha, Sila, Chaga, Panya, then you can repay your parents 100%. Otherwise, we also cannot repay our parents. The Buddha said an example. It's a little bit strange example. If you take your mother into your one shoulder, if you take your father to your other shoulder, if you don't let them, you know, if you don't let them, sit on the ground for many years, if you try to, it's not really possible, right? Feed them, give everything, but still you cannot repay them for the things that they have done to you. We are talking from a very ideal perspective. Some people might have different views about parents, but normally we cannot repay parents. We can repay if they don't have Saddha, Sila, Chaka, Panna. We can do it. Okay, first question. What if a person cannot recall who is the first person who brings him or her to Ti-Ratana, Panchasila, Saddha, and understand the Four Noble Truths? Then you can look for the person that you can remember who did that to you. Right? You have a memory that you can recall. At this point onwards, I was taught about Triple Gem in my life. You don't have to worry about it. Right? You cannot remember what to do, right? So you're going to be thankful, grateful to the person you can remember at that point. Other questions?
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes, Medin, please.
Okay, Bhante. I note from this that all this that whatever you cannot repay definitely by worldly material things, even by showing respect. So what's next? Is it to have immense gratitude? What skillful means can we learn from this? Since we can never repay, so what's next?
What is next? Actually, when we are grateful, that will be the motivation for a very consistent, committed Dhamma practice. Now, say for instance, someone taught me about Ti-Ratana. At the same time, someone else or the same person taught me about 5 precepts. Also, Saddha, trust about the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, unwavering Saddha, and also Four Noble Truths. I don't stop at that place. My first reference, exposure to these things was that person. But then I will continue my journey, right? That journey will be more motivated when I'm respectful for the person who exposed me to them in the first place. I can even achieve maybe Sotapatti, maybe even more than that. So that motivation, that gratitude motivation will bring me to that level. It's like when you are respectful, grateful to your teacher, even your school teacher or your mother, father, right? A lot of things can happen. Good things can happen, right? Yes, Polly?
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes.
So Bhante, from for example, in Tibetan Buddhism, they also take refuge in their guru because they consider the guru even more important than the Buddha, because without the guru, then they would never have that direct teaching in person. So in terms of skillful means, Bhante, gratitude, it is like positive, right thoughts?
No, we don't want to comment on Tibet Buddhist practices, but I would tell you it has pros and cons. Now, let's say if you go to Thai Buddhism, Thai people respect senior Sangha members more than the Buddha. You go to a Thai restaurant, Thai shop, they place very senior Sangha. They are believing that they are arahants more than the Buddha. That is their tradition. And Tibet Buddhism has gone too far in that understanding. So they start to be very close to the teacher, and sometimes there are good things, sometimes there are some unnecessary things also happen. But in the early Buddhist teachings, what the Buddha says is that do not go for refuge to one Sangha member. Okay. Now, say for instance, the Buddha said Buddha Dhamma Sangha. As one teacher, you are respectful. But you are not only depending on your spiritual practice on one Sangha member. Just like how I teach you, I said that you go and listen to other Dhamma talks too, right? I'm telling you, right? I mean, if they are really meaningful to you, right? So then that will give you a different perspective. If it is good or bad to you, meaningful or not meaningful. But that is how the Pali Buddhism teaches us. Actually, the problem is, let's say you follow one particular teacher. Suddenly, teacher is going through a problem. And if you are that kind of a person in those traditions, then you will be very shocked to hear, how come my teacher is like that? Right? How come my spiritual guru is like that? Yes, I have enormous respect. But when I think about teacher is Sangha, right? So I respect the Sangha. My interpretation of Sangha is the early Sangha members. Arahant, Sariputta, Moggallana, and all these main Arahants. So nobody can destroy my trust about Sangha members. And I learned those teachings from, Sangha members in my this life. That's why it's very important not to go for refuge to one modern day teacher. Because if something happens, your whole practice might fall down. So that is Thai Tibet way, but in the Pali Buddhist way, the Buddha says that be grateful, be appreciative. At the same time, you need to respect the whole Sangha fellowship. That is your reference. So when you hear certain things about Sangha members, you are not shaken. Right? Sometimes you see different things come up in today's world. You understand that there are causes and conditions to these issues.
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay, and then maybe we can take one more question if you have.
Sorry, Bhante. I'm Sherry here. Can you hear me?
Yes, Sherry, please go ahead.
Yes. I kind of like just now you asked a question that where we learn the 5 precepts from, right?
Yes.
So my encounter is that I don't the first encounter I hear the 5 precepts is not through Sangha, member of Sangha or anything. It's just through a temple that I pass by. And I start to dig the answer, what is it about? Yeah. So I'm not how does I link this to the gratitude? That means that okay, after that there once I start to dig the answer of it, then I start to take the 5 precepts officially. And also, yeah. So come back to your question about the gratitude. My mom is bedridden. After I learned the 5 precepts, since my mom bedridden, I can't bring her to listen to Dharma, and she wouldn't understand also. So instead, I kind of based on her name to Dana. Is that okay?
Yes, it is okay. Because you remember the what do you call mother of Arahant Sivali. It is said in the sutta, she was pregnant for 7 years, 7 months, and something like that. The longest pregnancy in the Buddhist history, maybe in the whole world. And every time she says, I cannot go to the temple because I've been having this pregnancy for long, she was asking her husband, you go and respect the Buddha by my name. You tell the Buddha, this is not me, this is my wife. In my wife's name, I respect the Buddha. So I think it is possible when you do your good things, you can share that way about your mother. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Bhante.
Okay, I think those are the questions. If there are no more questions, I want to recap. So today we learn about a very important teaching with regard to gratitude. Normally, when we are saying gratefulness, gratitude, sometimes you think it's a two-way path. If someone is not really appreciating me, then I don't have to keep continuing my support. But there are four non-negotiable relationships that you make in your spiritual life with healthy boundaries with regard to spiritual life. Number one is going for refuge to Triple Gem. Number two, 5 precepts exposure for the first time, also for the first time with regard to the Triple Gem. Third, the first exposure that you had with regard to Saddha and Sila. And last, the first exposure you had with regard to Four Noble Truths. And when I say first exposure, it is not only the first exposure and who made it happen in your spiritual life. Sometimes you learn 5 precepts long time ago, but nobody persuaded you to practice it. Then you have to also include that person too. You've been learning Four Noble Truths from many sources, but there is one person, maybe there are a couple of them who kind of spiritually push you to practice it in a practical way. So that person also must be a part of this non-repayment plan. So you are ever grateful, and the result, as somebody asked here, is that when you are respectful, when you are grateful, your Dhamma life will happen continuously, seamlessly, without any deviation. That is why gratitude is very important. So now, telling that, I want to also say next week we are going to learn 14 types of dana. Because now the Buddha is talking about dana and gratitude and then the dana. So we are going to discuss about what these 14 types of dana mean to you, lay people, in your lay life. So leaving that for the next week. Now we are going to transform these good karmas. May all the good karmas be being created today by learning about this beautiful teaching about gratitude with regard to our spiritual life people, be transferred to all departed ones who passed away in the name of all of us. May departed ones be well and happy. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idam me ñātinam hotu, sukhita hontu ñātayu. Idam me ñātinam hotu, sukhita hontu ñātayu. Idam me ñātinam hotu, sukhita hontu ñātayu. May Deva Naga Mahidika receive all these good karmas. May they be well and happy. May they protect and bless all of us for good health, quality of life, prosperity, safety, and happiness. May Devanaga Mahidika also attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavata cha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anmodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata cha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anmodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata cha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Akasatta cha bhummatta devanaga mahindika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu sasanam. Akasatta cha bhummatta devanaga mahindika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu desanam. Akasatta cha bhummatta devanaga mahindika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu man arang chirang rakhantu tvan sadati. Next is Dhamma wish. Dhamma wish is always to be surrounded with Kalyana Mittas. May more Kalyana Mittas come to our life. At the same time, may we become Kalyana Mittas to as many sentient beings as we've been in our samsaric life till we attain Nibbana. Taking us, we're going to be Dhamma wish. Imina punya kamyena mami bhaga samagamu satang samagamu yavanibbana pattiya finally. May all the good karmas we be making today with regard to understanding gratitude within 4 contexts of not being able to pay back, because there's a very higher spiritual meaning. So may all these teachings in the form of good karmas be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Blessings. Abhivadana siddhis niccang vaddha prachayanu chattaro dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukhang balam ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti iminate samiccitu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So with those blessings, I would like to wish you a pleasant evening.
Okay, good night, Bhante.
Next
Thank
week.
you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante.
Sadhu,
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 sadhu.
sadhu.
Good night, everyone. Have a good
Thank you,
weekend.
Bhante.
Sadhu,
Thank you, Bhante.
sadhu.
Thank you, Bhante.
Good
Thank you,
night,
Sister Amina.
Bhante.
See you all next week,
Good night,
everyone.
everyone. Thank you, Bhante. Sadhu, Bhante.
Sadhu.